Hello and welcome to the Brick Freak. Today with Frank and another set from the company TGL. Yes, they are not so long here on the market, but they brought out a lot of cool sets. And they really rised up in the ranking of the popular brands. Here we have the Warrior off-road vehicle. Yes. It's model number T4015, 3175 pieces, and it's a A+, a 1x8. Yes, it's a military Humvee, something like that. You will see. Okay, here's the box with all the pieces. Instruction says we have 9 building steps, and they show me here power functions. But I'm not pretty sure if I ordered the power functions. We will see. In the next step I show you instructions and the first building step. Okay. Now building step 1 is done. The set are 11 bags. In one bag are 2 of these here, the mud guards and the big Technic frame. In the other are 2 separate bags with pins. What I don't like is that in one bag are the blue and the black pins, so you have to search. And here we have the blue pins, the half pins in gray, and the red axles, and you have to search again. Please make them separately, that's easier. And here we have the set. Back axle, differential, no problem, everything turns well. A very stiff suspension here. 2 red suspensions on each side, and this is really hard. That's more like a sports car than an off-road vehicle. But okay, I'm not sitting in it, my back doesn't hurt. Yeah, the rest is fine, you don't see much now at the moment. That's the only moving part here. Okay, next building step. Our building step 2 is done and brought us here the big Technic frame. Here some lift arms or Technic beams in English, and here the cardan tunnel. So here I believe here we will connect to the motor, to the V8, and you see it's turning and it goes to the back wheel. So this is only a rear drive, that's not an all-terrain drive or 4WD, 4-wheel drive, that's only a 2-wheel drive. So that's a little bit of disappointment for a vehicle that's called the Off-Road Warrior. I expected a 4-wheel drive. Good, okay, it is what it is. One thing is really disappointing here from TGL, these instructions. It literally, you see this here, it literally fades away. That's the first instructions from TGL where this happens. Never happened before, but you really have to put holes in it and put it in a, you know what I mean. This is, yes, okay, it is what it is. Quality wise, mostly good. Normal pins, everything is fine. The 2 pins axle and the 1 pin axle, the axle part sometimes easy moves in the connectors. So you have here, you see this? I just can easily float this out. And it's connected with a blue axle pin. So you see the connection is not so tight as from Go Bricks or Lego, but it is not a real problem. We have the cardan, as it looks from underneath. What is really strange is this big gear here seems to be for steering. I've never seen such a big gear only for steering. And you hear this? Somewhere it connects where it should not connect. I have to look where it is, but the sound here doesn't sound too well for my ears. Okay, next building step 3. So, building step 3 brought us the V8, and you see it turns, tires turns, motor turns, everything is fine and smooth. Here we got a lot of Technic beams to get it more sturdy on the whole middle part, and here at the back we got the first parts to form our roof And this here is turnable. I believe this will be for the turret or something like that. Okay. View from underneath. Nothing special. Everything's fine. Our steering part here, I don't know what's the English term is of this. This is not fixed at the moment. It's only pushed in here. Wait. Sorry. So it's pushed in here, and you see it's turning, but we need a fixation. Okay, building step 3 done, and 4th rating. Building step 4 was the longest, brought us here some more structure to make it more sturdy, everything, and the rest here was mostly around the motor. We got a suspension. It's totally stiff like the back suspension, so this is a sports car, no off-road car. This is heavy, heavy, heavy. Wow, okay. One I built in wrong, and this 6-length axles here, to put them through is hell, so I decided I let it the wrong way, it doesn't matter. We have a wrench here, or is it a wrench? I don't know exactly, or a wrench. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's totally manual, yes. This here perhaps is for the hood. Steering is included. Yeah. So for this here I take, normally one building step was an hour. This here was 80 minutes. And I needed some tools, but everything is alright. I needed the tools only to hold pieces to put the axle through where my fingers are too fat. So if you have smaller fingers, you don't need this. But I'm a tall man with big hands. Okay, this is done, and yeah, the next one, please. Building step 5 in front of us. The instructions with every page is getting more loose, but I told Lei, and he uploaded the PDF instructions. So if you want to buy the set, you have 2 links in the instruction. One goes to the set where you can buy it, and the other goes to the upload page of the seller, where you can download the PDF instructions for the set, so you don't have to use the paper instructions. Perhaps if you want to sell later the set with a totally destructed instructions, you can't sell it, or with less money, and so you have the PDF instructions. That's nice. Thank you, Lei. Okay, we got the 4 seats. We got here our wrench. We got here structures for the doors. We got a little bit more of the roof. We got a turntable here. Everything's working fine. Okay, great. So step 7 brought us here the B pillar, the middle pillar, and the 4 doors. The back doors are connected over 3 pins with the chassis, and the front door is assembled or attached with a 9th length 9L axle goes through here. So we have very sturdy doors. We have an open mechanism here with a rubber band. You just have to put it down and put it up. And yes, now everything sits tight. Okay. 3 more building steps, no, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 more building steps. Now building step 7 brought us here in the back section. A lot of cover. We can open here the door. There's place for the spare tire, reserve tire, and the other side here with some differences. Yeah, pretty cool, really, really pretty cool. 2 more building steps. For this here we have the big form pieces, and in the front we will build everything out of the normal pieces. So we will see, or is the front, no, the back are form, and this will be build fenders. And we will see if the build fender or the form part fender looks better. Now building step 8 brought us the front fender, the build one. Okay, we have all the blue pins and the red axle. That's not nice. Okay. Here we have the lights. This is a rim, city rim. But what I don't like is the blue pin in both of the lights. We can open the hood and the other side. So the hood is really impressive and massive. So you see here, goes really to the side, it fits in perfectly. So the designer did overall here a really good job. Everything fits in perfectly, you don't have to bend everything. So it's really, really nice to build. Really nice. Okay, one building step brings us here the back fenders, a little bit accessories, the machine gun, and I believe here, I hope here, some tiles to cover this. We will see. Last step. Yes, it's, oh, okay, we get here a little bit. Then we got here so a cover for when you get shoot by. You can put down cover over the windshield. And yes, our turret here to shoot back. Now, building step 9 is done, and after around 11 hours we finished our off-road warrior car. Is it warrior off-road car? Okay. Building step 9 were the I believe it's a 50 caliber, a machine gun, a hammer. It's normally attached here, it's laying here, and a shovel. It's laying above, so, but they will fall out, so I remove them now. Brought us here the petrol, the gas additional tank, and the exhausts and the radio. Okay, and of course the tires. Okay. I already measured it in the German part, so we have 46 centimeters in length with the spare tire. We have 27 centimeters in height and the antenna. We have 23 centimeters in height at the gun. And we have 22 centimeters in width. The tires width, because you see, tires are outstanding. Okay, so let's go through. I have some spare parts, mostly pins and connectors, one 5-length Technic beam. I hope I didn't forget it. We will see. Okay. It's rolling very good. Instructions. You've seen it in the building part. It's nearly, the last pages are still glued. But glue-wise, this is a horrible instruction. Only the glue. Like I said in the previous take, there are 2 links in the video description. One where you can buy the set from my partner, and the other set goes to the PDF instruction. My partner, I told him that this instruction is crap, glue-wise, and so he contacted TGL and uploaded the PDF instruction. Thank you, Lei. That was very nice. So you have the PDF instructions if you don't want to use this here, because if you used it, it's done. It's absolutely done. Okay, we have stickers I haven't applied. Normally I never apply stickers, and here's the case. You apply them over a couple of pieces, bricks and tiles, and I never do this. I don't like the idea of stickering 4 tiles together. I don't like it, and I don't know how the quality is, because yes, I don't use them. I had 5 or 6 missing three length blue pins. I never had missing pins in a set. I had missing gears, axles, lift arms, everything, but never the pins. This is the first set I had to use my pins. I have enough, so no problem at all. The instructions, the rest is instructions. The great, one of the best instructions. TGL is really making good instructions. You will have no problems to assemble this. You have only problems with the pages. The assembly process itself, I've told it in the assembly part, makes a lot of fun. It's a great assembly. You don't have much problems because there is not so much technique in it. So it's really, really enjoyable. And I think we have a really nice looking result here. Really, really. The quality, TGL is B minus. 96-97% of the pieces have absolutely no problem. They are very good, very good. The rest, we have some issues. Some connectors and some axles don't really fit together. They are too loose or too tight. That's the problem. Too loose is no problem at this set because everything is secured 2 or 3 times. So the loose or the easygoing connections are not a problem. You're never losing things here. The hard connections, they are a problem if you are younger, because this is an 8+ set. But to push longer axles through a lot of connectors, and if you have a tight connections, it can really go onto your thumb. The same with the 3 length pins, the black and the 2 length black ones and the 3 length blue ones. If you have 6 or 7 in a row and put 2 Technic beams together, you need some pressure. So this is not a set for 8+. He won't, not because of the complexity, because of the strength he needs. So this is for 12+, I would say, and even a 12+ or a 12-year-old child could have some problems with the power. You need the strongness in your thumbs. But the rest, really, really nice. It's an easy set because it's not complex. We don't have much functions. So this is a good entry for Technic for younger ones. Really. What I absolutely admire here is the possibility to put in the motors at the end. I love this because I buy this and after a year I want to drive it. And normally with older Technic sets you have to disassemble half of the set or the whole set to get the motors in. Here, remove 2 parts, put on the motors, connect them with the accu box, and it drives 5 minutes. It's only the last 3 pages, and this is ready for power functions. So that's the best way, that's my opinion, to do the cars. Other things won't go with this technique, but cars you can really mostly make so that you can put in the motors and everything at the end. Not every car, but with a lot of cars it's possible, and I really like this idea. Okay. Problems during the assembly, nearly none, a little bit at the front, but the rest was really, really easy. So the functions, we have here the wrench, that is here with the gear. That's yeah, a really easy function. We can open the hood. Be aware of not putting so. We have no problem. If you push it totally up a 90 degree, the pins that are connected to the frame get out of the frame and you have the whole bonnet in your hand. So be aware that you don't push it too hard up in the upper direction, because it will I know, because I tested it. In the first video I did it up there, and I have the bonnet in my hand. The V8 is a typical Technic V8, not one of these modern build. So we are really using the form parts that are meant to be a motor. I like this. I can live with the other version, but I really admire the normal motor blocks. It's not connected to the front, it's only connected to the back. It's only a rear drive. That's one issue of the set, because it's an off-road set and we only have rear drive, though that's a little bit a bummer. We can move here our gun. If you put it up, you can really easy rotate it 360 degree. If you have it down, here the stand will make it impossible to turn it. You have to lift it up a little bit. You have to lift it around 40 degrees, then it holds. If you put it a little bit more down, then it falls down. What I really like is the ammunition belt made out of the drag pieces. That's a cool and nice idea. We can open the doors. There's a nice... only the tiles here get loose. Come on. So. The connection here, or the mechanism, is made with rubber bands. White ones. We have 4 in the set for all the 4 doors. So be aware that you don't lose them. You still can open and close the doors, but the closing mechanism is not working then. The doors are stable, they are really connected good to the rest. The tires are really cool. Really nice tires. Something was loose here, I heard it. What was it? What was it? I heard some pieces falling around. Okay. It was only the cover here. Okay. We can open the back door. You see the spare tire is connected here. So you have to be aware a little bit of, but if you do it right, it really perfects. And here we have the exhaust. And of course we can open the other doors the same way. Suspension. This is not an off-road vehicle. This is a sports car suspension. Please, TGL. If you do, the rest of the car is really good and really well made, especially, like I said, the possibility to put in the power functions at the end. That's great. But TGL, you call this Warrior off-road. Off-road means suspension for off-road vehicle and not a sports car, Porsche, Ferrari suspension. And off-road means 4-wheel drive. Okay? What I'm missing is a hand of God steering, because now I really have to use the steering wheel, and yeah, that's not so cool. I preferred here a hand of God steering. Because there are people like me who won't use the power functions, and to play a little bit I had to use a hand of God. So that's really the 3 letdowns: the suspension, the non-4-wheel drive, and the non-hand of God steering. That's the only thing. So it drives, or it rolls really, really well. Okay. The other thing perhaps one of you or most of you will complain about is, or are, the blue pins and the red axles you see everywhere. This is not cool, but most Chinese companies copying Lego with the pieces, and so they're using the blue pins and the red pin and the red axles and everything. But I said it in the German version. There are enough suppliers on AliExpress, Blue Bricks in Germany, or your World of Building Blocks, where you can buy pins from Go Bricks in every color. Just buy 5,000 3-length pins in black and you don't have the problem. And buy 200 or 300 red axles in black and so on. Just order some of them, mostly the blues and the red are really, the two in black are not really disturbing, and the 3-length 2-pin 1 axle part in grey, they don't really give me the buttons, but the blues and the reds, but it's easy, really, really. Just look at your World of Building Blocks or AliExpress. There are enough sources to get pins and axles in the color you like. So it's not cool, but it's easy to have a solution. Okay, I don't think I have much more to say. It was a really nice assembly experience. It was an easy set, so this is good for beginners because we don't have a gearbox and so on. And so this is an easy set for beginners. The technique you're using, you see how it works, you see how the steering works, you see how the engine is connected to the rear wheel. So it's really easy for beginners to get an overview over technique and what is possible with technique. And from here on you can climb up in the complexity. But it's a good beginner set. Not for an 8-year, but 12 to 14. Great. I like it really. I put some photos at the end of the video, but I like this, really. Only the 3 parts. Suspension, 4-wheel drive and hand-off God steering. That's the only thing I can really complain. And the instructions, of course. Okay. If you have any questions, write it in the comments. I will sell this set, but I will have it a few days here. So if you have a special question, I can make a photo or I can look and give you the answer if I forgot something. Okay, that was it. Thank you for watching me, Frank, one of your brick freaks. Next videos, Gregor is making a Porsche video from TGL when he's out of vacation, when he comes back from vacation. And I have a Megatron from your World of Building Blocks, your bricks, your World of Building Bricks, a small Megatron. And then I ordered the Mold King Ferrari, the LM40, that's the F40 in the racing version. And if I'm lucky, I get hands on the UCS Mold King Kylo Ren's shuttle. Yes, the one that Lego did in grey and black. That's a UCS version with nearly 7K on pieces. Okay, that's the future. Thank you for watching. I am Frank. Have a good time. Thank you and bye-bye.